show you how to make a paper slipcase just like this one. And this is just a piece of paper that has been folded and created a paper slipcase for this specific book. I'm going to show you how to make one for this smaller book. And the first step is to start with a big sheet of paper, and you use your book to cut the right dimensions for the paper. So first, we're going to decide the length of the paper, and that will be the width of the spine, one width of the spine, and 3 times the width of the book. So 1, 2, 3. Doesn't need to be the most accurate measurements. We'll fold everything at the end, and it will work. So I'm going to use this little tick mark that I did, create a little crease there, and then I'm going to fold it. I do want to make sure that these 2 lines of the paper are flush, so I know that my crease is square. And then I'll just use my fingers, and I'll just crease it really well. And you can use scissors to cut this, or you can cut it with your hands like I'm going to demonstrate right now. So I crease it really well with my fingers, and now I have crease. I'm able to cut. Now for the height of the paper, it's going to be 2 times the height of your book. So 1, 2. And again, I'm not being very precise because we will fold everything to fit the book. So if it's a little bit off, it's not a big deal. So I made a little tick mark, and I'll use this as my guide to make the crease. Again, I do want to make sure that these edges of the paper align, so I know the fold, it is square. Again, I'll trim it using my fingers, but you can use scissors or an X-Acto knife, whatever tool you would like to use. And there you go. Now I have my perfect paper cut to the size that I need to make a paper slipcase for this book. So the first step is to make the height lines. This is just a template, and you can see the height lines right here. These 2 are the height lines. This is what you want to use. Those are the first lines you want to start. So you center your book on the paper, and using the edge of the boards, you can just crease them, or you can make a small line. I'll crease them both anyway. And you'll use those creases as your guides to fold for the height lines. So again, I do want to make sure that these edges of the paper are flush together, so I know this is square. And I'll do that on the other side. And if these 2 papers overlap, these 2 edges overlap, it's not a big deal. It won't affect anything. All right. So we have our height lines, but now we're going to create these spine lines, which is these 2 lines right here in the middle, right here. For that, again, you're going to use your book, and you're going to center it on the paper. You want to make sure you have enough, the same amount on either side, and you can use a pencil to do little tick marks, or you can crease it. So then what I'll use is the tick marks that I did, the pencil marks. And I do want to make sure that I don't fold like this, that these 2 edges are flush together, so everything is square. And then I'll do it for the other side. And these are aligning. And I'll crease it again with using your nail is actually a really good tool because it makes really sharp creases. And there you go. Now you have your spine lines. Now the next step is to make the diagonal lines right here. For that, I'm going to have to use my book, and I'll hold the book in place. And using the spine lines, I want them to be aligned with the edges of the boards of the book, these edges here. And then these lines here should come and be flush with the edges of the boards. So there you go. And the same thing for this side. I'll just push it down and make sure that these align, and then I'll make a crease. I'll just crease it on the inside. And there you go. We have our two first diagonal lines. The same thing on the other side. So I want to make sure that this line here is flush with that one, with the edge of the book. And then the same thing goes for this line. Just make sure you hold this area in place, that way then you can create the line. Alright, so now we have the diagonal lines. Then the final step is to create the wall line, okay, which then will fold in. So for that, we're going to put the book in. Actually, we're going to put it this way. And I'm going to see where the edge of the boards are. So they're right there. So I'm going to fold the paper towards the outside at the edge of the board. Make a make a straight crease. And then actually using that same crease, I'll fold it towards the inside. And as you can see here, I put everything in place. I have my first wall crease, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just flip the book because it's easier with the edge of the board. And again, you can do it different ways. You can make a little tick mark here, or you can just flip the book and just fold it towards the outside and then towards the inside once you have the crease. Take the book out. And then I'm putting the book in, and I can see, there you go. Now you have created your own paper slipcase for your book. Again, I'm leaving the foredge exposed, so I could put a title here. I want to put the book on the shelf like that, or I can just flip the book, have the spine exposed, and just put it like this on the shelf. Thank you very much.